Yeah, God, this is the message. I fear no man. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd. My shepherd. Only kings of one. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n ronú pìwàdà o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn póun ò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kó tú aláìṣẹ̀ sílẹ̀ o. Tí wọn ò bá gbọ́ o, òjò ìdájọ́ á rọ̀ lé wọn lórí. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Wọ́n ní kí n sọ fáwọn tí wọ́n láwọn lálágbára. Wọ́n ní kí n sọ fáwọn tí wọ́n ní àyànfẹ́ lára. Wọ́n ní kí n sọ fábà kí wọ́n ronú pìwàdà o. Tí wọn ò bá gbọ́ o, òjò ìdájọ́ á rọ̀ lé wọn lórí. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kí wọ́n ronú pìwàdà o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn póun ò fẹ́ kú ẹlẹ́ṣẹ̀ o. Ó ní kí n sọ fún wọn kó tú aláìṣẹ̀ sílẹ̀ o. Tí wọn ò bá gbọ́ o, òjò ìdájọ́ á rọ̀ lé wọn lórí. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. 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 Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán.
Ẹ máa jẹ́ kí àwọn olórin wọ́n máa parọ́ fún yín. Ṣé rí ìlú Ìkòròdú rẹ o? Ní gbogbo kí ni àdúgbò ní again? Ẹ wúrọ̀ ọ̀kadà ní everybody ń gbé. Can you see? Ẹ̀yin á lo ìbò. Ṣé rí? Ṣé rí ọ̀kadà gbogbo mọ́tò onímọ́tò ti bàjẹ́ tán. Ẹ̀yin Yorùbá, ẹ̀yin alátẹnujẹ èèyàn tẹ́ lọ ń gbowó ẹ̀yin ìyá Ìkòròdú tẹ́ lọ ń jójú ẹlẹ́yà níwájú kámẹ́rà tí wọ́n kó yín àǹkárá tí wọ́n ń dá àǹkárá fún yín. Ẹ wo ẹ̀ṣẹ́ rí o, ẹ̀yin ọmọ Ìkòròdú ṣe rí gbogbo ẹ̀ kékeré sí lélẹ̀ tí wọ́n yà fún yín àlèkọjá ní main road yẹn. Ẹ wà àdúgbò, ẹ wò ẹ wà àdúgbò bó ṣe rí. Ẹ̀yin ará lórí tó máa ń kọrin fún yín tí Àyìndé ń kọrin kẹwàá dìbò. Mo sọ fún yín election ìlànà ìfilé ìjọba tí ò bá ti ṣe dáadáa kúrò. We put them there but we are suffering. Ẹ wòran, we are suffering in Lagos State. Ìkòròdú ní gbogbo àwọn tẹ̀tẹ̀ wá kọ́lé sí Ìkòròdú tí wọ́n á kọ́lé sí Ìkòròdú ń bíbà ẹ̀. Wọ́n enjoy service wọn rárá nínú Ìkòròdú. Wọ́n enjoy ara wọn rárá. Gbogbo láwàáyé o. Gbogbo kí lẹ̀ ń pè báyé kù. Easy brother ní Ìkòròdú ṣẹ́rí bí onímọ́tò àti onímárúwá àti àwọn ẹlẹ́sẹ̀ bí gbogbo wọn ṣe ń jà nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin èèyàn tó bá yá ẹ máa rò pé bóyá wọ́n bá yàn kan jà wọ́n bá yàn kan wọ́n bá anybody jẹ́. Ṣé àwọn Àyìndé tó ń kọrin fún gbogbo yín wọn ò rí pé ọ̀nà ò bọ́ sí iṣẹ́ rí bí àwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ́fà ṣẹlẹ̀ àdúgbò ṣẹ́rí. Can you see? Àwọn ilé tó dáa má ṣe máa wá pé wọ́n yín lọ kí àwọn gómìnà Sanwó-Olú náà kí wọ́n rí kí wọ́n rí nǹkan tí àwọn aráàlú ìyà tá à ń jẹ ní ọwọ́ ìjọba tó wà níbẹ̀. Tí ẹ bá mọ bẹ ṣe máa ṣe ìjọba ẹwòrán ojú títì lọ́hùn yẹn ò ṣe gbà ní everybody ni wọ́n ṣe ń gba bíbá ẹ̀. Kẹ́rí ṣẹ́rí. Ṣẹ́rí. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Wọ́n ní títì ò dá. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Òun náà sọ fún yín ẹ̀ fún ara wọn. Ṣé ń rí? Inú àdúgbò rẹ o, a lè pa títì o. A lè gba títì kọjá because títì yẹn ò bọ́ sí rárá. Ó mà ṣe o. Gómìnà Sanwó-Olú ẹ̀yin náà wà àdúgbò. Ṣé àwọn tó ń gbé bí yóò kì í ṣèyàn ni? Ṣé wọn kì í ṣèyàn ni? Ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ̀ gbowó ẹni kan wá kọ́lé ẹni kan ẹ gbowó kíní kan ẹ wò màmá ní màmá bó ṣe ń kọ́ kọ́tà. Omi ló wọ inú ṣọ́ọ̀fù ẹ̀ yẹn o. Màmá èèyàn kan nìyẹn o. Ẹ wo inú ilé jẹ́rí. Ṣé ẹ rí àdúgbò? Gómìnà Sanwó-Olú ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ wá nǹkan tẹ́ máa ṣe sí o. Báyìí kú gbogbo nínú gbogbo ẹ tẹ help wọn ẹ tẹ ran àwọn aráàlú lọ́wọ́ náà. Ẹ ran aráàlú lọ́wọ́ náà. Báwo kíkí ni irú ìjọba wo là ń ṣe nínú Èkó yìí? Look at àwọn ènìyàn àṣọ́gbà àti ìgbà títí o torí títí ò ṣe gbà. Títí ò ṣe gbà o. Ṣé ẹ rí ẹ wo gbogbo àdúgbò? Ṣé ẹ rí gbogbo ẹ̀? Ṣé ẹ rí ẹ wo wọ́n kọ́lé wọn ò lè débẹ̀ wọn ò lè gbé mọ́tò délé wọn. Gbogbo mọ́tò ti di junk. Gbogbo mọ́tò onímọ́tò ti bàjẹ́ tán. Àrò ra táyà. Àrò ra ball joint. Àrò ra anything. Ìlú wa bàjẹ́ tán. Ẹ máa ṣẹ́ rí. Gbogbo báyé kúrẹ́ o. Gómìnà Sanwó-Olú. Ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ wá nǹkan ṣe fún àwọn aráàlú o. Aráàlú sọ́fà jù. This is not good at all. This is Nigeria re o, Lagos State re o, Ìkòròdú re o. Ẹ wo lé ṣẹ́rí. Ṣé skul lélẹ́yìí o? Ṣẹ́rí. Tọ́ bá jáde ní skul, báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ jáde? Báwo lẹ ṣe fẹ́ wọlé? Ẹ sọ fún wa. Ẹ wòran skul ni ẹ o. Ṣẹ́rí ọ̀nà ibi tí skul wà. Àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ wọ́n bá gbé wọn sínú mọ́tò wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí forí gbá ẹ̀wọ̀n náà wọ́n máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí forí gbá gbogbo ara wọn. Ṣé kò síbi tó dá nínú Ìkòròdú? Kò sí. Wọ́n gbogbo eléwé ń ta mi sí mi lára. Ẹ wòran ṣé rí everybody dàbí ọ̀n gbé ìgbé ahóró là ń gbé. Eléré kan á jáde tó bá ti kó owó fún yẹ́rí. Opener. Ó ṣe ti gba bẹ̀rẹ̀. Tó bá ti kó owó fún, wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń fẹ̀ fún. Wọ́n á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń pariwo pé ọ̀nà dá. Ọ̀nà ò dá o. Àyìndé ṣé ọ̀nà fojú ara ẹ rí báyìí? Pé mo wá jàre ẹ báyìí. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Àwọn sọ pé fáwọn ò rí kírun. Ṣé ń gbọ́? Ṣé ń rí? Ṣé ń gbọ́? Gómìnà Sanwó-Olú ni kẹ́ bá sọ̀rọ̀. Yẹ̀dùbọ́ ẹni ẹ fẹ́ kí wọ́n vote fún yín. Ẹ dẹ̀ wo ìyà tí àwọn ará àdúgbò yẹn ẹ wo build houses. Ẹ wo ìyà tí wọ́n jẹ ẹ wo àwọn màmá yẹn. Ẹ wo ní flood ní o. Flood ló ń yanu ilé yẹn o. Ilé tẹ́rì flood ló lé wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ẹ wòran ṣẹ́yìn rí. Ọ̀nà láti ń lọ látẹ̀kan yìí o. Ṣẹ́yìn kì í ṣe pé ọ̀nà bàjẹ́ díẹ̀. Àbí pé ké ọkọ̀ rárá wò ó díẹ̀. Ṣẹ́yìn látẹ̀kan tí mo ti tán fídíò. Ẹ wò ọ̀nà ẹ wò lẹ́lẹ̀. Ẹ wò ọ̀nà. sẹ́rí àwọn èèyàn gbé bí yìí náà for God's sake àwọn èèyàn gbé bí yìí náà ewu ọ̀nà people are suffering everybody gbogbo à ń fẹsẹ̀ rìn ní à ń gún ọ̀kadà ní ewu náà adẹ̀nà níjọba ní Lagos State àná níjọba ní Kòòdù gbogbo ẹ̀yìn ìyá Kòòdù tẹ̀ lọ ń gbowó lọ́wọ́ ìjọba tó ń dá nkárá sí yín lọ́rùn títì títì yẹn la ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ tí wá já sí o ibi táwọn èèyàn tún gbà nìyẹn o ní báyìí gbogbo ẹwòrán ṣẹ́ni báwọn èèyàn ṣe ń sọ́fà ṣẹ́ni ẹwọ àwọn structure tó wà ń bẹ̀ ọ̀nà ọ̀dà báwo ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ tà báwo ni àwọn pípé báwo ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ tà ẹ sọ fún wa lókà ẹwọ school ẹwọ gas ẹwọ gas ẹwọ gbogbo ẹ shut down ní because we all know that because the road is bad very very bad people are suffering jerry láti jáde gbogbo ẹ̀yìn ara lòlò ẹ má yẹ kọ́ máa ka lórí kọ́ máa parọ́ fún yín o ẹ wò ó báwo ni gbogbo elépo ìṣe fẹ́ tà ẹ sọ fún mi mobile ẹ wò bọ́ ṣe jókòó gbogbo ọ̀nà tí ò dá ló jẹ́ kí gbogbo bí ìkókó ẹ̀ báyìí o báwo ni business ṣe fẹ́ lọ dáadáa ní bíbáyìí sẹ́yìn ẹwọ́ bí tó dáre o ẹwọ́ bí tí ò dá yẹn ẹni pé àwọn bíbá yìí dá ọ̀dùnkótó ṣẹlẹ̀ àwọn kòtò wọn àwọn àjẹkájá sí kòtò gbọ́gbọ́n Sanwó-Olú ò ní fún wa lówó wọn ò ní fún wa lówó sẹ́yìn ẹwọ́ náà everybody sit down sẹ́yìn ẹ̀rí kò síṣẹ́ báwo lọ rí fẹ́ lówó lẹ́rí gbogbo bẹ̀ bó ṣe shut down lẹ́rí nínú ẹ̀rọ ọmọ bó ṣe pẹ̀tẹ̀ nítorí kò sí mọ́tò tó máa gbó wọn sí ọ̀kadà àwọn ọlọ́kadà 1000 don charge tàbí mo lẹ́fẹ́ káwọn pípé ti rówó àwọn tó ní business mi how do you want them to do gbogbo mọ́tò wọn ti pàtó ọ̀gbọ́n Sanwó-Olú ẹwà àkànṣe sí ọ̀rọ̀ gbogbo báyẹ̀ kò yọ ẹ̀hẹ́ fún wọn ẹni kọ́ ajá ẹ̀pẹ̀ wá á sọ gbogbo bọ́ ṣe máa ṣe gbogbo bẹ̀ fún àwọn èèyàn ẹwọ èrò orí ọ̀kadà tó máa lò wọ́n ẹni èrò look at people ẹ wo wọ́n ṣe sọ́fà ẹ wá wọ́n yẹn wọ́n ṣe sọ́fà náà ìwọ bá wá yí ẹsẹ̀ kọ́kọ́ ẹ̀tìtì ìyá ìkọ́ fáàrẹ̀ kó alákòójú ìyá yìí ti pọ̀ jù ẹni ẹ̀wù kíkó ẹ̀kọ́ yóò báyìí kù nìyẹn o gbogbo ẹ̀yìn ara ìlú ìbò ṣáyẹ̀rí àwọn pásítà ẹ̀rí wọn ṣẹ́rí ìkùnú tí gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ yìí o ẹ̀rí gbogbo ẹ̀kọ́ ṣe kọ́ ẹ̀ lórí kò sí náà ìbò níbí báyìí ìbò níbí ẹ́ nationalized another place látúndé yìí ní gbogbo ibi tí ọ̀nà ti dá sẹ́ẹ̀rí ẹ̀yin ìjọba wa ẹ wò ṣe lè dá nílùú tí owó wà ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń gbádùn ẹ̀ ń wọṣọ kiri ẹ̀ ń lọ pàtí ẹ̀ ń ṣe ẹ̀wòrán. Can you see the road? Ṣẹ́rí ẹ̀wò ọ̀nà ẹ̀wò people are suffering waiting for transport. Ṣẹ́rí can you see it? Ṣẹ́rí àwọn èèyàn ń gbé bí náà àwọn èèyàn ńlá ló ń gbé bí yìí náà but they are suffering. Ẹ̀wò ọ̀nà look at the road. Ṣé gbogbo mọ́tò àwọn tó ń gbé bí yìí ò ní já dànù sọ́nà ni? Okay, ẹ sọ fún mi àwọn tó ń ṣe business níbí báwo ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ tà? Ẹ wo look at the marwa èèyàn ti kú sínú ibẹ̀ yẹn ẹ wo truck yẹn ẹ wo nínú ra burúkú yẹn can you see ṣẹ́rí bí everybody bá ṣe ń jẹ̀yà kiri nìyẹn báwo ni àwọn èèyàn ti fẹ́ lówó ìjọba báńkì ò yáyàn lówó báńkì ò fíyàn lówó ìjọba ò wà helpful ìjọba kò síṣẹ́ ẹ̀ fún àwọn ọmọ níṣẹ́ àwọn ọmọ ló ń lọ school yẹn bọ̀ kò síṣẹ́ ẹ̀ wò ó báyìí kú gbogbo náà ṣe ni gbogbo bí ọ̀nà yẹn ṣe gùn tó ẹ̀dẹ̀ abandon ẹ̀dẹ̀ fi wọ́n sílẹ̀ níbí báyìí tó báyà ẹ̀ máa kàn fẹ́ ẹ̀ máa yẹ káwọn olórin ìlànà àwọn olè àwọn oníjẹkújẹ àwọn tó ti gbowó wọ́n ti fún wọn lówó kọ́ máa pariwo gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì kan ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀dẹ̀ ń gbàgbé ẹ̀ lù sẹ́ǹsì àwọn èèyàn yìí dẹ̀ ń jẹ̀yà ẹ wo ọ̀kadà bó ṣe ọ̀kadà níyẹn o báwo lọ̀kadà ò ṣe níbàjẹ́ nígbà tí mọ́tò ń break down can you see ẹ wo ọwọ́ mọ́tò yẹn ló ya síbẹ̀ yẹn o ṣẹ́rí ta ló máa bá ṣe ń sìn ṣé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ló fẹ́ bá ṣe àbí ta ni tó fẹ́ bá ṣe ń sìn ẹ sọ fún wa náà ṣé gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì ṣáà ilẹ̀ fẹ́ bá wọn ṣe ẹ wo mọ́tò bó ṣe ń ya dànù sọ́nà ẹ wòran look at people standing àwọn ọlọ́kadà gbogbo àwọn gan ṣe ń rí wọn wọn ò lè lọ torí gbogbo ọ̀nà yẹn ò dá ṣe ń rí torí ọ̀nà ò dá kí ni ẹ̀yin tẹ̀ ń vote tẹ̀ ń ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ ṣẹ́yìn náà ìṣẹ́rí ẹ ti rí ibà tí mo ṣó yín sìn ká tó go up here ìlú kan ni ẹ gbogbo báyìí kú ní ìlú ní Ìkòròdú rẹ o tí àwọn èèyàn gidi ń gbébẹ̀ tí wọ́n kọ́lé ẹwúrọ́ ṣẹ́rí kòtò ńlá ni o kì í ṣe kòtò kékèké o kì í ṣe kòtò kékèké o àdàlà níjọba a ní tó ní wá ń ṣe pin ẹ wo gbogbo business wọn bó ṣe quiet ẹ wo gbogbo business bó ṣe quiet.
Hi, good afternoon to each and every one of you. Yes, I hope I meet each and every one of you well. Good afternoon. You are welcome to this great stream, and just as you guys can see right in front of your screen, yes, we are going straight into episode 125. 125 of the hashtag the bleeding edge. Hashtag the bleeding edge episode 125. You're welcome to the stream. Yes, I am yours and truly Frank Bello, and I am live all the way from, as you can see behind me, that location. And looking at the way things are, today is Thursday, the 9th day of the 12th month of December 2021. The year is, without any shadow of doubt, still gradually coming to an end. I sincerely hope that the good Lord that preserved my life, your life, will perfect everything throughout the rest of the remaining days of the most terrible year that the Lord made, 2021. Yes, episode 125 of the Bleeding Edge is what we are going into. The time in London is 12:27 exactly. You heard, 27 minutes past 12 o'clock London time, and I assume it is exactly 27 minutes past 1 o'clock in Odua land. Welcome to the stream. The temperature currently where I am is 7 degrees Celsius. Before we go into the nitty-gritty of what we have to talk about this glorious day, yes, we're going to do it a little bit different today. I want to do something because I want to pray specifically. It's a special prayer that I want to use to open the stream today. And that special prayer is dedicated to the entire Yoruba land. I want you to follow me in that special prayer, because prayer answereth all things in any form, in any man, in any shape. See, the only relationship that matters to the spiritual source of all creation is our own personal relationship. And I want to use that opportunity to actually get Yoruba land straight into the heart of our Maker, the man that no eyes had seen, nor any tongue spoke it. It's not just an ordinary prayer, if I may put it that way. It is a special prayer. It is prayer that's been conceived from the higher plane of existence. By the time we go through it together, you will know that this is not leprokoxomokoya prakatakatata. No. See, we're going to go through it, but before I do that, before we go straight into the prayer, I want to play this, my favorite worship song that will take us straight into that prayer mode. Check out those words and the way I intend to address the spiritual source of all creation. before that, I probably have to invoke some secret names to send down some spirits straight into the heart of Yoruba land. Let's first worship with this song, one of my favorite from the Anglican Church. Yes, let us now go into that special prayer for Yoruba Nation. It's going to happen as I invoke these spirits to descend into the east, west, north, and south, the four corners of Yoruba land. I dip my tongues into the sweet, precious blood of our Lord Jesus as I invoke Elion, Abril, Ioni, Delion, Delia, Yaziz, Yumil, Canal, Deus, Yasami, Yaras, Calypse, Auriel, Benarions, Jot, Jalaf, Ampia, Jahil Harion Yal Appeal Echet, on behalf of the descendants of the Yoruba race, I, Frank Olufela Bello, invoke the sublime influence of the Eternal Father to obtain success in all the affairs of our self-determination and to level all the difficulties that are in our path. I, at this particular sweet incense hour, the time in London is 12:35. I, Frank Olufela Olusegun Alani Bello, invoke the help of the Holy Spirit so the good stars will light our path and scare away the evil shadow that follows us. I, Frank Olufela Bello, invoke the name of God, Jove, so that our new country and our people will prosper, and our purpose in this great journey will receive the message of good luck sent by the divine providence. Oh, great hidden power, I implore your supreme majesty to keep us away from the dangers of the Fulani people and let our path be illuminated by the beacon of good fortune. Amen, amen, and amen. Yes, guys, that is that simple, powerful prayer that I have just invoked. Thank you all so much. We're going into episode 125 of the Bleeding Edge. See, before we go into nitty-gritty of that, let me just quickly acknowledge all of you. Folake, Alaja Folake, Alawiye, yes, I can spot you. Thank you for joining us in that special prayer. Thank you. Taiwo. Diski Taiwo. Don't worry. We speak after the show. One love, brother. Yes, thank you. Diski. James Coker. Thank you. Eberichuku Wandike. Good afternoon to you. James Coker, you said, let me post your comment. You said, wait for God and angels to do it. Roads, electricity, jobs. Yes, that's why. You see, God works in mysterious circumstances. Useless country, according to Uzioma Chineke. Yes, I did play that particular roadshow clip to which my very good friend, my long-time good friend, Akadiski, recorded live. Yeah, we might probably have to revisit that, but let me quickly just run you through this again. Aka, forgive me.
Yeah, G.O.D. This is the message. I fear no man. The Lord is my shepherd. The Lord is my shepherd.
Báwo ni wọ́n ṣe fẹ́ tà?
Kì í sọ fún wọn, kì í sọ fún wọn, kì í sọ fún wọn, kì í sọ fún wọn. Ó ní kì í sọ fún wọn, kì í sọ fún wọn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run ti dé tán. Sí ìjọba aláìgbọràn. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán. Ìdájọ́ Olúwa ti dé tán.
You see, that was just a taste of the iceberg that Akadiski recorded in one of his Lagos road show. I tagged that. And Y Case gave that tune to us, to which I'm still going to tell you exactly, show you how you can actually download that beautiful tune rendered by Y Case. And it is better for us to actually support such a talent who is based in Moscow, in Russia. $1 is what he's asking for each and every one of you. I will be posting his PayPal account onto the stream, and you guys can actually pay $1, and you just have to reference your name and your email, and he will then send you the download straight away. Email him, and then he will then send you the download via email in either MP3 or MP4, depending on your choice. Yes, $1 is only asking you for that track. And if you've got more than $1, if you are a Yoruba sons, and if you're one of the Yoruba sons and daughters outside in diaspora, and you feel, yes, you can bless Y Case with maybe $5 or £5, £5. God will bless you too, because you don't know whether it will be your own daughter's or your son's time that we or somebody else will be showcasing. One good turn deserves another. All right, before we go into the main show, let me quickly run you through some of the stuff that is in vogue. Let me tell you this. Buhari's, well, fake, I suppose, fake latex silicone Muhammadu Buhari in your Aso Rock in Abuja now wants to tax. There's a bill that is already in the parliament. They want to tax Twitter, Facebook, and other social media feeds. YouTube is equally included. And currently, the bill has gone through second reading. Very, very fast. You see fraudulent politicians in that rogue of a nation called Nigeria. Rogue nation. Just like they are rogue nation. I'm going to tell you exactly why the UK and many other countries placed that rogue nation on a red alert. COVID-19 fraud. Fake latex Muhammadu Buhari in Aso Rock wants to tax. The bill has gone through second reading, and he wants to tax Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, if possible, guess what? TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp will equally be taxed. That's where they are going, if you don't know. You see, lára ìdájọ́ Olúwa tí Y Case tó rí òun lẹ́ rí yìí o, because ìdájọ́ Ọlọ́run fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní mú wọn ni o. Ìdájọ́ yẹn dẹ̀ ti dé. That ìdájọ́ in Yoruba land is judgment. The judgment. See, 2022. Wait and see what's going to happen in that shithole, God-forsaken nation that you lot called Nigeria. Fraud is Nigeria. Everything about Nigeria, make no mistakes, is fraud. stinks of fraud and corruption. That's number one. They can't pass through bills to make life easier for Nigerians. They can't quickly pass bill that will reduce the price of pump at the garage, at the petrol station. They've not provided you with pipe-borne water. They've not provided you with electricity. That shithole Fulani government of Nigeria. They want to tax you with your well and with your borehole that you used your own money to make life comfortable for you. They want to tax you if you have any generator. They've not provided you pipe-borne water. They've not provided you with electricity. But for you to make your own life comfortable, they are ready to tax you. Guess what? Because loan is not flowing anymore from China. Loan is no longer flowing from the World Bank and the IMF. No, it's not flowing. Oil gradually is now obsolete, going down. By next year, how do you hope to plan yourselves next year? You heard. They're not thinking, you see, they're not thinking of how they'll cut malaria fever. They're not thinking about how they will cut that debt and pump money into research the way Singapore and Malaysia they've done. And you've got scientists, you've got professor of this, professor of that, professor of virology, professor of neurology, professor of medicine, professor of pediatrics, Malaysia, Singapore. Go and read their experiment, their research they carried out on in malaria fever. Malaria is already extinction. They've sorted out that issue in their country. It is only in a fraudulent country that your fraudulent government continue to pump money into a government quango to develop machines that will cater for your agricultural produce. And all what they've done in 33 years with the billions being pumped into that government quango was to develop a machine in 33 years for kilishi. Nigeria leads other countries in malaria death rate. Guess what? Guess what? All airlines, just like the British, the UK, castigated that hopeless shithole of a country, obviously due to the fraud they've perpetrated in COVID. Saudi Arabia. I'm not, look, this is it in front of my screen, of my tablet. And I'm making reference to GACA. And I've got a transaction number here. Transaction number 27 682/5 and date 1443/0504. Reference, I believe that's reference, but 2021-1208. Yesterday, Saudi Arabia issued out this statement, and they said it was written in both English and Arabic. And they said in English, to all airlines operating in the airports of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, including private aviation. Subject of the press release: suspension of flights coming from and to the Federal Republic of Nigeria. There's a reference, Article 23. They quoted Article 23 of the Civil Aviation Law. 2. GACA Circular number 5/25312, dated 2021-11/27. That means 27th day of the month of September 2021. Instructions. It reads: suspending all incoming flights and suspending entry to the kingdom for non-nationals coming directly or indirectly from the Federal Republic of Nigeria, except for those who have spent a period of no less than 14 days in another country from which they are allowed to come. Home quarantine will be applied for a period of 5 days to Saudi citizens coming from the mentioned country, Nigeria, provided PCR examination on the first day and the 5th day, regardless of immunization status. Failure to comply with circulars issued by GACA is an explicit violation of government's orders. Listen to this. Saudi government said legal procedures shall be initiated against violators who will be held responsible. And it was signed, stamped by the Assistant President for Economic Policies and Air Transport in Saudi Arabia. You heard? It's not only that. Let me quickly take you through the UK. Let me take you through what is happening here in the UK, and I think I am going to do this way. I know who sent that thing to me, okay, and I am going to play you this one from here, so you just listen to this very carefully. It is coming now. I'm going to play it, and I want you to listen to this.
So basically, I was talking to my dad about this yesterday. He told me that he spoke to Bim Afolami, and basically the reason why they've added Nigeria to the red list is because a bunch of Nigerians came into the UK last week, and a few days later found out that they had COVID, so they carried themselves to hospital, and when the hospital checked their vaccine cards and the PCR tests that they come from Nigeria with, they were both fake.
The Nigerians that came to the United Kingdom, flew to the United Kingdom from Nigeria, upon landing in the UK, had COVID. They had COVID. Now, perhaps they had the COVID, but because they are of the opinion that, oh, we don't have COVID in Nigeria because of our climate. It is hot and COVID will not thrive. Left the shores of the hotness of their environment, their climate, to come into the cold, and upon landing here, because the virus is already in their system and they've never been vaccinated properly. Listen, many of them had the evidence of taking the vaccination, but they never did because the certificate was a forged document. So the moment they landed, perhaps none of them are aware that they've caught COVID, but because they were resident in a hot climate, and upon coming straight into a cold climate, COVID surfaced automatically, and then they got admitted into the hospital. And you trust the Oyibo people? They carried out their test. Let's listen to it. It is very interesting. And that's why I said everything that revolves around that stupid, nasty location 9 called Nigeria is fraud. Fraud and corruption. Listen to this.
So basically, I was talking to my dad about this yesterday. He told me that he spoke to Bim Afolami, and basically the reason why they've added Nigeria to the red list is because a bunch of Nigerians came into the UK last week, and a few days later found out that they had COVID, so they carried themselves to hospital. And when the hospital checked their vaccine cards and the PCR tests that they come from Nigeria with, they were both fake, because when they tested them, they found out that they had no antibodies, i.e. they'd never had the vaccines that they said they had. So you know how the UK sponsored COVAX in Nigeria? The UK have basically asked Nigeria to give them access to the vaccine database just to check the batch numbers against the numbers of people who are coming in and stuff like that. So basically the whole idea is to put regulations in place to make sure that the batch numbers that people are coming into the UK with saying that they've had the vaccine is actually legitimate. But of course, because Nigeria is saying that there are technical difficulties with granting the UK access to those databases. And so because of that, there's now like a delay. So basically, as soon as Nigeria grant the UK access to the database, then as soon as the UK can just look and be like, okay, so this is this and this is this, then we'll be able to go. Do you get? But because Nigeria is Nigeria and they're saying there's technical difficulties, it's making it more difficult. Fraud. They're doing a full review on the 20th, so it might change on the 20th.
You say that? Everything. Now, when those red alert were placed, see, I saw your High Commissioner being grilled by the BBC. And your High Commissioner at number 9 Northumberland Avenue was quite angry for the United Kingdom to put Nigeria on the red list. And your High Commissioner he knows fully well that the country to which he is having to represent as an envoy in the United Kingdom is a fraudulent nation. Is a nation that is full of corruption, evil malpractices. I bet the UK government should never lift that ban on that red tape, because everything about Nigeria stinks to heaven. Stinks to high heaven. Now you are beginning to see why I burnt live that their fucking shithole passport. Anyway, a passport that does not mean anything, that does not hold any value. A passport that the toilet paper you use in your latrines has got more value than it. Let me tell you exactly what the British government, see, this, you have to be very careful. You have to be extremely careful, because this is what has been released about countries that are placed on a red list. So what happens if you travel to a red list country such as that fraudulent Nigeria? Everything about that country is fraud. Just forget about it. And nobody can challenge me on the fact that that country is not fraud. Big time fraud. From independence to date, fraud everywhere. A country that cannot educate its own citizen. A country that cannot provide good health care system. A country to which the British Embassy, High Commission in Nigeria knew there is a place called Oluwole in Lagos where they manufacture fake documents for travelers. Everything fraud. Nothing clean can come out of that hopeless, useless contraption called Nigeria. Useless country. One of the most useless countries on the surface of the planet. Now, what happens if you travel to a red alert, a red list country? I'll tell you exactly what the UK has done. And I'm pretty sure that the other countries in Europe will follow suit. America will follow suit. They're saying, oh, it is only UK. America has not placed Nigeria on a red list. Wait for it. America will do the same thing, because if America does not place Nigeria on a red list, it will affect the UK, because some people can travel all the way from, guess what, from the same Lagos to America or Canada, and from there they land in the UK. You think the UK is a daft nation? You think we are daft in the UK? We're not daft. Everything is orderly. Everything is in order. And you have to live by the rules of that orderliness, as compared to a jaga country, a kangaroo country, a country that does not respect any law, no laws for human rights. Only UK citizens and residents are able to enter from a red list country after returning from it. Yeah, only UK citizens now are allowed to enter. Let's say you are a UK citizen and you are caught up in this inferno just before this red list came into being, this red alert came into being, and you want to come back. Of course, you have no other place to go. You will be allowed to return, but guess what? Oh, you will blame yourself for going to that shithole country called Nigeria. Because you are a UK citizen and resident coming back, to which your High Commissioner argued on the BBC newsfeed. Yes, BBC News 24. UK citizens and those that are resident are able to enter after returning from a red country. Anyone else will be refused entry at the border. But there's a catch. Because you, as a UK citizen that traveled to a red alert country such as Nigeria, when you return from that country, listen, here's the catch. You will need to pay £2,285 to quarantine in a government-approved hotel for 10 days. I'm not making this up. It's here. 10 days. Now, an extra adult is 1,430 quid. Children, if you travel with your children to a red list country, children aged 5 to 12 cost £325, and children under 5 are free. The government, the UK government, says this better reflects the costs involved. That includes transport. The cost include your transportation to the hotel from the airport, security, because you'll be provided with security, provision of welfare services, and the 2 PCR tests, because they'll conduct another test for you, which must be taken on day 2 and day 8 of the stay. The UK quarantine package must be booked via the government's portal before you complete your passenger locator form and make your return journey to the UK. This is applicable to UK citizens arriving and those that are resident arriving into the UK after their visit to a fraudulent red alert nation such as Nigeria. If you have not arranged a quarantine package prior to your arrival in England, you face a penalty of up to £4,000 and will still have to pay for your quarantine package on arrival. God bless you, Boris Johnson. God bless Her Majesty. God bless the Queen. The UK is not a kangaroo nation. It's not a hopeless nation. It does not matter. Take this to mean anything to say, colonial master, this is another slavery. Take it as you wish. That's your funeral. That's your headache. It is discrimination. That's your headache. But I sincerely hope that the British government will stand their grounds and never allow a fake latex silicone Muhammadu Buhari to come visit for a medical treatment in the UK. With this, because he will be coming from a red list country. Unless and otherwise, you fly, the fake latex silicone Muhammadu Buhari's doctor to a red list country, and when they've treated him in that red list country, then those doctors will be subjected to the same humiliation. I don't care what anybody thinks. Don't like me. And I don't want to be your friend. Don't be my friend. And I don't want to be your friend. Simple. You see, let me take you through this. See, the last time, in fact, I should do this, actually. Wait a minute. Yeah, let me look for the other one too. I need that too. I need that too. Yeah, I've assembled a few of the materials that I need into the studio, but I think I need more because I did some stuff which I like to showcase you guys too today. Yeah, very, very essential. Yeah. Okay, come on. It is going to get very, very interesting, and you'll love it. I tell you, you will love it. Yeah, I think. Where are you? Yeah, I know you are somewhere here, but I should have got you in before. Okay, guys, let's do this. Yeah, well, in fact, it is here. Now, look at this. You guys will remember early this year, because of the way the self-determination then became commercialized, and it became a money spinning exercise for some rogue individuals who marooned themselves as agitators. And they still continue to ask you for money, but it seems a lot of people are now smart. I came up and I made this up that 2023, 3 groups are vying for Nigeria's soul. And those are the 3 groups you are looking at. But number 1, in the center, with the big bang from all the 6 geopolitical zones. Number 1, in blue, in the center, the agitators group. Then to your left, in the red tint, the restructure group. And then to your right, in the green tinted box, the 2023 election group. Which one do you belong? These are the 3. You see, some of the group at the center, the agitators, already some of them are already shifting towards the right. I know many of them, and I did warn some of them last year. I think this was around June, July, when I made it known publicly that some people are already penned down, but because they've never seen money in their lifetime, they will be bribed and they will shift to the right, to the 2023 election group. I brought this out. Nobody saw this. Many will never come to a platform like this, where information will be discharged to them. Now, look at this. And I said, be careful who you share your weaknesses with, because some people can't wait for the opportunity to use your weakness against you. So in other words, be careful of the information you deposit in somebody's hands. Because come tomorrow, if things go sour between the 2 of you, that secret information that you've deposited in that person's hand then becomes a weapon that person will use to fight you. Some of the agitators that were in the middle and they were campaigning, claiming they needed this money, they are already shifting to the right. Some of them here. Those in the blue tint, number one. Those who call themselves the agitators, they are already shifting to the green tint. They are shifting to the green tint. And then you see them, they then accuse number two, the red tint. That no, we want full self-determination, but they're lying to you because they've the 2023 election group, such as Bola Tinubu, Atiku, they've bought them over. Very soon you will see Bukola Saraki, you see, will join the race, and I know few people that will equally sidetrack with Bukola Saraki too. Now, look at this. Look at those two cars. Rolls Royce and Bentley. Rolls Royce and Bentley. Now, I got food for thought on the right. And I said, have you ever noticed in your life? I've never seen it in my entire whole life that Rolls Royce advertise. No, they don't advertise. Not even in any expensive magazine. Have you ever noticed that Rolls Royce and Bentley don't have commercials? You know the reason? They know the value of their product brings customers to them. They don't have to advertise. Rolls Royce knows the value of their cars, their product. So customers comes to Rolls Royce. And once Rolls Royce or Bentley is sold out of their showroom, Rolls Royce, Bentley do not come back to them. Those cars don't come back to them. Otherwise, Rolls Royce engineers and technicians go to their products anywhere else in the world. Those cars, they don't come back. The moment it is driven off, Rolls Royce, go and check this facts. It doesn't come back to them. They go, their engineers and their technicians go to where their product are located. What's the lesson? I ask. When you know your value, like these two products, Rolls Royce and Bentley, you don't have to beg people to be your mate. That's why I said I don't beg. I don't want anybody's friendship. And I can't beg anyone to be my friend. When you know your value, like these two products, you don't have to beg people to be your mate. You don't have to beg people to spend precious time with you. You don't beg them. You don't have to beg them to love you either. Don't love me. I don't want you to love me. So as a consequence, what's the end game? Be confident in who you are. Just like Rolls Royce, Bentley. Let me assure you, everyone cannot afford the luxury of your friendship. Just the same way, they cannot afford the luxury of Rolls Royce and Bentley. And look at this. You see, sometimes this will put Rolls Royce and Bentley to shame. Look at this valuable car. That's a Phantom. See? Do you know why that is like that? Because the person who stole the money that was meant to build schools, hospitals, who came over to England to buy this phantom, perhaps, what, £350,000. Thought, oh, never thought about the maintenance. He was just thinking about that luxury. And look at that same luxurious car in a fraudulent location 9 called Nigeria. See, Rolls-Royce will be ashamed to see their own product be messed up this way. Perhaps this will end the sale of Rolls-Royce to fraudulent politicians in Nigeria that loot the country's treasury at the expense of the common man, only for Rolls-Royce to see their prestigious luxury car ending up like this. I hope you are still there. See, many people will not share this kind of stream because it is too educational and heartbreaking. It is entertaining. Nobody dissects information the way information is dissected from this dispatch box to the rest of the world. Okomai Ayikoto, welcome to the stream. See this one? That one. I came up with this. And why do I came up with this illustration in front of your screen? I'll explain it to you. See, left of the picture in black, you can see disengagement. And right of the picture, you can see sustained dialogue. Now, look at the left in black. Disengagement. You know exactly what disengagement is. And right in the middle, you can obviously see the globe. And you can see the line of the equator wrapped round at the center of the world, because literally the equator is the half part of the globe. You can see that thin, fine line. That's the equator, ladies and gentlemen. And the illusion that I have created in this presentation was that I used this model in communication science in one of my projects. So I'm able to now get your mind engaged in this process, in disengagement versus sustained dialogue. Now, I want you to picture the way we came, right all the way from independence, and the journey of 9 as a secret code from 1959 right up to 1960, which completed 60 years of misery, wrapped around 20 years cycles each. Many of you that's been with me a long time will understand exactly what I'm talking about. But left of the picture, in disengagement, you can easily see death at the bottom of it. That black arrow, that's pointing downwards to the earth. So that death and the black arrow pointing down to the earth is pointing down straight to hell. Now, if you look at it right from the top, I said HRV, Human Relationship Deficiency Virus. Now, check out many of the black African nations of the world. That is a typical example of what you will find. You'll find HRV, human relationship deficiency virus. In other words, human relationship deficiency syndrome. But syndrome is treatable. Virus can kill, and it kills. And from that moment when you've developed HRV, the early stage of that HRV is something called AIDS. Not acquired immunodeficiency syndrome. No, I'm not talking about AIDS, HIV virus. This time, because the early stages of HRV is AIDS too. Acute intentional disengagement of society. Now, look at HRV, human relationship deficiency. Do you think in your hearts of hearts a country like Nigeria has got human relationship within its own citizen? There is that huge deficiency because they don't care. Many African countries and many black African leaders don't care about their own people. They don't care. And that's why you see them like this. The Almanjiris. They don't care. That's why you see gory pictures like this. They don't care. Look at. You see those children you are looking at? That they've not educated. They'll end up being miscreants. That's why you end up, they don't care about you. That's why you see the bleeding edge looking straight back into your 60 years of misery after independence. And the country has been bleeding profusely, non-stop. That's why you've got all this. That's why you have 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 this gory picture. See, they've taken all this out. But this baby's brain was ripped open by a shrapnel during Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's period. They don't care. See, human relationship deficiency virus, HRV. Because if they have or if they develop that personal relationship, the way the leaders, visionary leaders in United Arab Emirates created something out of nothing in the desert, it is because they engage their citizenship. All their citizens were all stakeholders in a sustained dialogue, to which I am coming to that later. But in the case of black African nation, with clueless leaders, with leaders that are, oh, how do I describe this? Leaders without vision. That's why human relationship deficiency virus ate straight into the fabrics of the black African people, and that produced the early stage of AIDS, acute intentional disengagement of the society, AIDS. And the moment that became apparent and undiagnosed, then it gets into the final stage of AIDS, which is acute intentional devastation of society. Now, please, that's the bottom line. And once the black African society reaches that state of acute intentional devastation of society because the leaders failed to engage their citizens, what happened? That is instant death. And that's why you see many Africans, black Africans, ending up in hell, like this one. Like this baby whose brain was ripped open by shrapnel under Goodluck Ebele Jonathan's period. Like this, like this, like this, like this. People roasted right on the street live. And that, look at, somebody stabbed with his intestines ripped open apart. See, it's not easy here. If you think it is easy, you're wasting your time. It is not easy. Not easy. James Coker, you are a funny guy. Nigeria has great roads, lots of them. Yes, John Utuk. Thank you. See, John Utuk, you've already given me a title as Mazi in Igbo land. Thank you. Yes, Tony. Thank you. Uche Timothy Eloma. Thank you. Alaji Oshwalade Oladoshwala Kufo. Thank you. Good afternoon. Thank you. Yes. See. Now, let's now treat the other side. The other side. Let's treat it. Now, in a sustained dialogue, right? Many of you are probably wondering, how come United Arab Emirates made it to the first world in 50 years? See, how come? In 1990, look at Dubai in 1990, desert. Look at Dubai in 2012. The same place you are looking at. That's it in 2012. They never stopped. And as we talk, as we are live streaming, they've not stopped. 2012. The same location in 2019. Look at it in 2012. Look at the same location. Next to it in 2016. And then 2021. See that? Compare and contrast. You, fraudulent Nigeria, look at your Abuja in 1990, a new mega city that was built by Ibrahim Babangida, several billions of dollars, oil money injected into that. Look at Abuja 1990, look at Abuja 2012, look at Abuja 2016, and look at Abuja 2021, as opposed to this one. Now, let's come into this. Sustained dialogue. See, whilst disengagement on the left is pointing down to hellfire, death. You can see sustained dialogue in green on the right, pointing to heaven, to meet God. See, and under a sustained dialogue, you see, the leader will connect with the people. You can see that sustained dialogue is all about connecting with your people and then communicating with those people. And through communications that is passed on in many forms, there is cooperation amongst the people because they are all focused in one place, because information is being passed on to them in the accurate layer. And because there is cooperation, these people will continue to create and create and create, and that creation never stops. The creativity never stops. The acts of creation never stops. Development never stops. They continue to create. And when they create, guess what? They create their paradise through cohesion, dialogue in their community, and collectively connect, communicate, cooperate, create community that made them up, then created a better life for them that is pointing towards heaven. Like that. You see, when I said United Arab Emirates created their own paradise as opposed to the hell on earth that all these leaders created for you, this is combined. Does this make any sense to you at all? Am I speaking to someone? Or are you confused? If you are confused, please tell me, so that I can break it up. Yeah. But I'm pretty sure that many of you are not confused, because you are with me. Yes, you are. Okay, now let's check this particular out, and then maybe you'll be able to understand very clearly this model that I've brought to you in terms of disengagement and sustained dialogue. Now the question is, which of them do you belong? Which of them do you think your rogue politicians belong? You see, the current problem relating to death, why Britain, the United Kingdom, is having to sanction and then labeled a country, a fraudulent country like Nigeria, as red alert, is because of the disengagement and the fraud, which is now leading to the death of Nigeria. And Nigeria will die in 2022. There won't be any 2023 elections in Nigeria because Nigeria is going to perish in 2022. Trust me. Nigeria will die a premature death. And that death is instant. Make no mistakes. Watch this.
Yeah, God. This is the message. I fear no man. The Lord is my
tá a bá fẹ́ fi èèyàn jẹ oyè balẹ̀ fẹ́ fi èèyàn jẹ ọba bó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a fẹ́ yan èèyàn sí ipò olórí nínú ipò ìjọba àbí gbogbo ipòkípò tí a bá fẹ́ yan èèyàn sí láti ṣe olórí wa láti máa da orí wa ó yẹ kí a ṣe àyẹ̀wò tó tọ́ ká ṣe àyẹ̀wò tí.
It is coming. It is just buffering, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, it is buffering because this is a huge, massive file that I'm playing off from the drive. It's going to come. Let me rewind.
Yeah, G.O.D. This is the message.
Yeah, this is the background music is by White Keys, ladies and gentlemen.
fi èèyàn jẹ ọba bó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé a fẹ́ yan èèyàn sí ipò olórí nínú ipò ìjọba àbí gbogbo ipòkípò tí a bá fẹ́ yan èèyàn sí láti ṣe olórí wa láti máa da orí wa ó yẹ kí a ṣe àyẹ̀wò tó tọ́ ká ṣe àyẹ̀wò tí ó níye lórí onítọ̀hún ká wo irú èèyàn tí onítọ̀hún jẹ́ ká lè wo inú ilé tí onítọ̀hún ti jáde ká wo ìwà tí onítọ̀hún wù láti àṣẹ̀yìnwá ká lè tún wá wo ìwà tí àwọn tí onítọ̀hún ti ara wọn jáde gbogbo àwọn nǹkan tí ó yẹ kí a máa wò ní ara àwọn èèyàn tí a bá fẹ́ yàn sí ipò nìyẹn ṣùgbọ́n ní orí ọ̀rọ̀ Lagos State kò rí bẹ́ẹ̀ àwọn ará Lagos State wọn ò ní àǹfààní láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò tó níye lórí ẹni tí ó fẹ́ darí wọn àbí ẹni tí wọ́n fẹ́ gbélé wọn ní orí àwọn ará Èkó ò ní àǹfààní láti ṣe àyẹ̀wò ní orí ẹnikẹ́ni tí ó bá fẹ́ darí wọn torí wọ́n máa impose àwọn èèyàn lé wọn ní orí ni ìyẹn ni ti ipò tí a ti bára wa lórí ọ̀rọ̀ Babájídé Sanwó-Olú. Babájídé Sanwó-Olú jẹ́ èèyàn kan tí àwọn òbí ẹ̀ wọ́n jẹ́ oníjìbìtì èèyàn tó jẹ́ oníjàmbá èèyàn àwọn aláìlóòótọ́ ẹ̀dá. Bàbá tí ó bí Jídé Sanwó-Olú òun ló jẹ igbá Sanwó-Fún ló jẹun. Bàbá tó bí Jídé Sanwó-Olú ló jẹ igbá ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ Sanwó-Fún òun ló jẹun. Ìgbà tó jẹ igbá ẹ̀gbọ́n ẹ̀ tó jẹun tán ní Sanwó-Fún ẹni ẹ fi di ẹni tí ò lè lọ sí ibi kankan tí ò lè padà sí ìlú ẹ̀ ní Ìjẹ̀bú tó fi di ẹni tí ó wà depressed ní omi dídùn
and it is
tí
equally
bàbá ẹ̀ fi
posted
ṣaláìsí.
on the chat room, ladies and gentlemen.
Ẹ̀gbọ́n Sanwó-Fún náà wọ́n dá ẹ̀rọ lókòwò sí Ọbalẹ́ndé òun náà ta fóònù òun náà jẹ gbárùn débi pé ó láti dáná sun Sanwó-Fún ni títorí kí wọ́n lè claim insurance.
Ṣé ẹ máa gbọ́?
Jídé Sanwó-Olú náà ìyẹn Babájídé Olúṣọlá Sanwó-Olú tó jẹ́ gómìnà ti ìlú Èkó ní ọjọ́ èní òun náà alágàbàǹgebè ẹ̀dá ni onígọ́gọ̀ngọ́ èèyàn ni ní ìgbà tí wọ́n máa mú Jídé Sanwó-Olú tí wọ́n gbélé wa lórí ní Èkó, former governor Akínwùmí Ambode yẹn kìlọ̀ fún wa, ó pariwo, ó sọ irú èèyàn tí Jídé Sanwó-Olú jẹ́, ṣùgbọ́n a gbọ́. Ó ní onígọ́gọ̀gbọ́n èèyàn ni, ó ló ti yí lórí rí, ó ní ó lọ ná fake dollar ní Amẹ́ríkà.
Àwọn tó ń rú yín ni ẹ o.
Lórí pé lóòótọ́ ni ó ná fake dollar l'Amẹ́ríkà, ṣùgbọ́n ìgbà tí wọ́n gbé dé ibi tí wọ́n ti lọ ṣe àyẹ̀wò fún, tí wọ́n evaluate, wọ́n rí pé ọpọlọ ò pé lóòótọ́. Ẹ wá rí pé gbogbo ìwà tí Jídé Sanwó-Olú tó ń wù ní Èkó láti jọ́ tó ti jẹ gómìnà Èkó, ẹ rí pé ìwà onígangangan ni, ìwà ẹni tí ó ti yí lórí rí. Tí ó bá jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀, ó pé àwọn èèyàn kan jọ, ó lè fẹ́ ṣe peace work.
Ẹ má gbọ́ o.
Ṣé nǹkan tó kàn nìyẹn? Gọ́vnà Babájídé Olúṣọlá Sanwó-Olú, ṣé peace work ni ó kàn? Tó yẹ pé láti jọ́ tó ti jẹ gọ́vnà Èkó, inú ìnira, inú ìlera làwọn ẹlẹ́lẹ́ni wà. Bí tálákà ò ṣubú lénìí, mọ́tò á pa èèyàn lọ́la, àwọn ọmọ ọ̀tá wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jà káàkiri, àwọn oníkọ̀tù á bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ń jà. Gbogbo ọ̀nà ní ọ̀dá, gbogbo ìlú ló ti bàjẹ́. Gbogbo ẹ̀ ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ láti 1999, láti ìgbà tí wọ́n ti ń darí wa. Ṣùgbọ́n ṣé àti ìrí èyí tí orí ẹ̀ máa pé látorí Bọ́lá Ahmed Tinubu dé orí Babátúndé Rájí Fáṣọlá, dórí Ambode tó fi wá dé orí Jídé Sanwó-Olú, ká má tí rí àyípadà dáadáa for good 21 years, tó dẹ̀ jẹ́ pé pátì wọn náà ló yìí rúlù Èkó fún 21 years. Kàkà kí nǹkan kó ní ìlọsíwájú, kó ní kí Èkó ní àlàáfíà, gbogbo ẹ̀ ń bàjẹ́ sí ni. Àwọn ọlọ́pàá àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ nígbà EndSARS, inú Èkó yẹn náà ni wọ́n ti bá ọmọ méjì àbí mẹ́jọ tí wọ́n ní wọ́n kú. Inú Èkó yẹn ni tírélà ni ó ti ní tírélà tí ló ti ń yẹ̀ mọ́ mọ́tò torí ọ̀nà tí ò dáa. Inú Èkó yẹn náà ni àwọn ọmọ lọ́ ti ń dá àwọn èèyàn lọ́nà nínú traffic. Inú Èkó yẹn ni wọ́n fi ọ̀kadà tí wọ́n fi ń rọ́ọ̀bù àwọn èèyàn. Inú Èkó yẹn ni àwọn ọmọ kọ́ọ̀tù ń jà lójoojúmọ́. Jídé Sanwó-Olú ò wá rí nǹkan dáadáa tó lè ṣe ju pé kí ó rin ìrìn àlùfàǹṣà, ìrìn tí ó fi máa rìn wọgbó, ìrìn tí ó fi máa rìn ìrìn àjábàtà. Ẹ̀dá tó rí ò bá pé ló máa ń rorí bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn. Ṣùgbọ́n èyí tó wá ṣe yìí tí wọ́n fi kó ẹjọ́ ara wọn wá bá mi, òun ni pé àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n ń pè ní Defend Lagos Team.
See that?
Àwọn yẹn wọ́n disguise ní under civil rights movement. Jídé Sanwó-Olú pè wọ́n jọ.
Check gbọ́.
Ó gbé 25 million naira fún wọn nínú owó Èkó pé kí wọ́n organize conference láti lè defend Èkó lórí àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tí wọ́n pa nígbà EndSARS, pé kí àwọn yẹn organize peace work orí burúkú, èrè àlùfàǹṣà tí wọ́n fẹ́ rìn. Àwọn tí wọ́n organize conference yẹn, ìkan nínú wọn ó jẹ́ Israel Jayọlá Ọ̀páyẹmí, ìkejì ń jẹ́ Gbénga Ṣólùkì, ìkẹta Nelson Ẹkúnjìmí, àti kan tí wọ́n pè ní Declan àti Razak Ọládọ̀ṣù pẹ̀lú olórí wọn ìyẹn Razak Olóko Ọba. Gbogbo wọn yẹn ni wọ́n pera wọn ní Defend Lagos Team.
You see that?
Nígbà tí àwọn Team Lagos tí wọ́n bá wọn yí àwọn èèyàn lọ́rùn tẹ́lẹ̀
You see?
tí wọ́n bá wọn pa àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n pa Funsho Williams
See? Funsho
gbà táwọn
Williams.
yẹn ò sí mọ́
Aha.
àwọn ẹni yìí wọ́n wá kóra wọn jọ
Wọ́n ti lò
kóra
wọ́n
wọn
tán.
ní Defend Lagos Team.
Defend Lagos
Ìyẹn
team. Fraudulent. Oya,
Israel Jayola
mention their names.
Ọ̀páyẹmí
Oya, bá a dárúkọ wọn.
àti Gbénga Ṣólókì àti Nelson Ẹkúnjìmí pẹ̀lú Declan àti Razak Ọládòṣù pẹ̀lú Razak Olókoọba. Jídé Sanwó-Olú fún wọn ní 25 million naira
You see?
pé kí wọ́n pín láàrin ara wọn.
See? You hear
Wọ́n
that?
ṣe mítì yẹn ní airport hotel. Ẹni tí wọ́n gbé 25 million naira fún ìyẹn wá pín 250 lé wọn lọ́wọ́.
Ìyẹn gba 25 million.
250,000
Wọ́n fún wọn ní
naira
250,000
ló pín
naira.
lé
You see?
ìkọ̀ọ̀kan nu wọn lọ́wọ́ instead of 2.5 tí ó promise wọn bíjà ṣe ṣẹlẹ̀ láàrin wọn
You
nìyẹn.
hear that?
Ìkànnì wọn wá pè mí ó lóun fẹ́ fẹjọ́ sùn ó wá rojọ́.
You see?
Gbà tó rojọ́ tán mo ní mo ti gbọ́ ṣùgbọ́n èpè ni mò ń gbéṣẹ́.
Aha.
Gbogbo wọn
Ṣé ń gbọ́?
tí wọ́n
Balógun
fẹ́ defend
Òṣòdì.
Èkó
Ó ayé
àdídì
àdá.
wọn kí wọ́n
Ó
defend
ayé
Èkó
àdá.
kọ́ lọ sílùú wọn kí wọ́n lọ defend Èkó kọ́ lọ defend ìlú wọn torí àtọ̀húnrìnwá ni wọ́n àjèjì ni wọ́n. Irú Razak Olókoọba yẹn ìyẹn ń lò bọn ó níbọn ara àwọn ọmọ Agége ni.
Ṣé ń gbọ́?
Ètí Jídé Sanwó-Olú tó fi ń promote Akeem Odumosun kí Akeem Odumosun kó lọ ṣe iṣẹ́ bí ó ṣe jẹ́ kó ṣe torí Akeem Odumosun máa retire ní December yìí kó kó gbogbo àwọn tí wọ́n pera wọn ní Defend Lagos Team yìí
You see?
torí àwọn ni wọ́n pa àwọn ọmọ ọlọ́mọ tí
Àwọn
wọ́n rí fà
EndSARS.
sí as hoodlums. Gbogbo ìrìn tí wọ́n náà fẹ́ rìn yẹn àríwọ́ gbó ni wọ́n máa rìn àlọ́ lámilámi ló máa gbẹ̀yìn gbogbo wọn torí Abọ̀dé kìlọ̀ fún wa tó ó ní ọ̀gbẹ́ni Jídé Sanwó-Olú ó ló ti yí lórí rí ó ní olè dẹ̀ ni.
Yeah, G.O.D. This is the message. I fear no man. The Lord is my shepherd.
Yes, you heard. You heard. Yes, you heard. Balógun Òṣòdì. You heard. Now, before I tell you exactly the breaking news here, brace up your mind. I'm going to break it for you here because I've just been told that they are monitoring Spirit from Abuja is monitoring the stream, and somebody had already reacted. Before I break that, okay, you've heard what's been going on in Lagos. Now, based on this particular illustration, disengagement that leads to the pit of hell for many black people, and sustained dialogue that's worked for a lot of people, using as a benchmark the UAE as an example. Now, you can clearly see the worst of everything in disengagement that's produced something like this with just ordinary people being ripped open, whose intestines is ripped open apart in public. And if you look to your left, those that were macheted in their own soil. Now, considering this module of communications expression, disengagement versus sustained dialogue, what made you think that a nation like Nigeria with such ludicrous images like this is not hell? the surface of the planet. Hell. Based on that. Based on human relationship deficiency virus that's led to early stage AIDS, acute intentional disengagement of society. HRV. You see, in an ideal situation, you know, HIV will lead to AIDS, full-blown AIDS, and then to final stage of death. But this time around, in disengagement, we're looking at human relationship deficiency virus, HRV, that leads us in many black African nations to early stage AIDS, which is acute intentional disengagement of society, and subsequently the final stage of AIDS, which is acute intentional devastation of society. Tell me that acute intentional devastation of society that's led many of the black African nation to bleed to death is exactly what we are looking at here. And here. And here. And here. And here. And in the circumstances here. And here too. And there. But in a sustained dialogue to which the leader connects with the people, communicate with the people, cooperate with the people, create with the people collectively, and then they build to collectively amongst themselves a robust society, the paradise on earth that points towards, guess what? Heaven, life and death. See, many of you are stunned. See, based on that same module that I worked with in communications, this was in 1996 actually, yes, with Dr. Joan Burks, and I remembered very vividly I had an A-star in that assignment. Now, based on this, same thing on the left. I told you, they said, I've been signaled to tell me that they're watching it. They're watching the same live stream that you are watching. It is not the quantity that matters. It is the quality that matters in my own case. That's why I said I don't want a crowd. My message from this dispatch box live on my stream gets through to them directly, and they are scared to death. They are shitting in their pants. I gathered a guy by the name of Aminu Saira, just released a communique to say that no Southerner will smell the seat of power again. Did you hear that? Aminu Saira is his name. I've never heard of him. I'm just hearing this stupid name for the first time. Anyway, this ludicrous name, I'm just hearing for the first time. Maybe it's a fake name. Maybe it's a dodgy name. I wouldn't be able to ascertain, but there is a picture attached to it. This is not about character assassination, but for this same individual called Aminu Saira to now say that no Southerner will smell the seat of power again. Excuse me. Hello, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, where are you? Yaren brain. Tó bá yá, àwọn wèrè ẹ̀dá kan wọ́n wá gbé picture bàbá Awólọ́wọ̀ àti Bọ́lá Tinubu, wọ́n wá gbé sẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ ara wọn. bullshit. Insult. Please stop insulting that poor man. Let the man rest in peace and harmony in the Lord. Stop comparing Awolowo with a vagabond and a drug peddler and a smoke weeder and a cocaine sniffer. Stop it. No southerner, according to Aminu Saira, will smell the seat of power again. Let me read you exactly what this person said. First paragraph. We are just watching the actions of the southerners against the northerners without taking any decisive action against them because we know where we are waiting for them. Second paragraph. No southerner will smell the seat of the president in this country again. Politics is a game of number, not by education or derogatory comments. Hello. We have the number and we are at liberty to decide who becomes the next president of this country. You don't have that liberty, Mr. Man. You are a moronic element. You are a scumbag. Bola Tinubu, did you hear that? Third paragraph. He said, we've watched Southerners humiliated, insulted, abused, killed, and tortured our people, and as well destroyed the means of livelihood of our people doing their legitimate businesses in the South. In all of this, we never revenged because we know where we are waiting for them. So what has this bullshit, this moronic scumbag calling himself Aminu Saira, where was he or where has he been when all my own people in the South were being killed, maimed, and raped by the Fulanis from his northern part? Where was this moronic scumbag when all those herdsmen were destroying all our farms in the South? We've only started. Nigeria will end in 2022, like it or not. It will come to an end. Nigeria will cease to be a nation. Whether it is going to be violent is what I don't know, but I pray it does not become violent and we go our separate ways in peace and not in pieces. It is my prayers. The fourth paragraph. We are meant to be at the top, not beneath. In other words, he's saying the North are meant to be at the top and not beneath. Right from the origin of this country, we've not been defeated in an election and it won't happen in 2023. Bola Tinubu, hello. Yara brain. They should continue destroying their region with sit at home while we are planning ahead of them come 2023. You're wasting your time because you are a moronic, stupid individual. I don't know the level of your education. You that call yourself Aminu Saira, maybe you are one of those that pay lecturers to do assignments for you. The last paragraph. Nnamdi Kanu has been apprehended. Igboho ran away and was caught. Soon, he will be repatriated to join Kanu in prison forever. You see? You see? Is that not a hate speech? And I want anybody else to come and challenge me for hate speech on my stream. This is my live show. This is not hate speech, but this is facts and reality that I'm speaking to powers. Those vagabonds that marooned themselves as scumbags and hopeless politicians who looted the country completely down to its knees. And you think you'll be forgiven. The wrath and the curse of Jehovah God is upon you, upon your life, upon your children, and upon your generations that are yet unborn. All of you that messed up the lives of the common man. Say, let them keep insulting us. I will keep insulting you. We will keep insulting you. And there's nothing you can bloody carry out about that. There's nothing you can do. Free speech. You termed it hate speech. We'll keep making decisions for them and their generations. That will end in 2022, for your information. As far as we are concerned, myself as a bona fide through Yoruba son in Yoruba land, there won't be any 2023 in Odua land, for your information. There won't be no elections. There won't be no elections. Bola Tinubu tètè yára ẹni brain nísìn. Bola Tinubu tó bá nífẹ̀ẹ́ ara ẹ̀ tètè lọ bá bàbá Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ, lọ bá gbogbo àwọn àgbààgbà ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, lọ bá gbogbo wọn kó bẹ̀ wọ́n pé kán dáríjì ẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan burúkú tó ti ṣe sórílẹ̀-èdè Yorùbá, ní kán mú ẹ, kán jọ, kán mú ẹ lọ bá bàbá Ọbásanjọ́ secretly, kán má sọ fún bàbá pé wọ́n mú ẹ bọ̀. Lọ bẹ̀ bàbá yẹn bẹ́ ṣe fẹ́ jà fún ilẹ̀ Yorùbá, sọ òtítọ́ àti òdodo, bẹ̀ bàbá. Don't lie to him. It is because you, Bola Tinubu, that you were supposed to, as a matter of fact, unite all Yoruba sons and daughters together since 2015. Gbogbo wa báyà bàbá máa rọ́ tẹ̀lé ẹni ṣùṣùṣùṣùṣùṣù lẹ́yìn. Ṣòtìrí, ṣòrí bọ́ ṣe ń disgrace ẹ. Ọmọ nú ẹ, ọmọ tí tó jẹ́ pé Ṣèyí Tinubu ẹ ó jù lọ. Ṣòrí bọ́ ṣe ń disgrace ẹ. Make a U-turn now. It is not too late. Swallow your pride. You're very close to Pa Ayọ̀ Adébánjọ. You are very, very close to him. That man sees you as a child. You can never rose to become the. You can never. You look possible for that to be governor Èkó. Kò ṣe túrú Afẹ́nifẹ́re ló fi jẹ governor ni. Despite the fact that you are not even a bona fide member of Afẹ́nifẹ́re, but they still see you as a Yoruba son as at that time. And then you got there and then you just destroyed everything. Now, tell me, kí ni nǹkan tí wọ́n gbọ́ngàn tó ṣe in 21 years? Schools mélòó ló kọ́? Hospitals mélòó ló kọ́? Employment mélòó ló provide? Yàtọ̀ sí pé àwọn tó sọ pé you are maker, you are a leader and you've made a lot of people leader. Leader òṣì mélòó ló make Bola Tinubu? Àwọn leader òṣì mélòó ló gbé síbẹ̀? Ó gbé wọn síbẹ̀ so that wọ́n lè máa mark register fún ẹni now. Abeg. Ẹ má yẹ kí n sọ̀rọ̀ jù o, because inú ń bí mi gan. Inú ń bí mi. Kò tí late jù fún ẹ o. Kò tí late jù fún ẹ Bola Tinubu, and I'm saying it. Swallow your pride. Swallow your pride. Go on your knees. Beg God for forgiveness of your sins. If possible, go to Baba Adeboye. Go to Oyedepo. Go to all of them to help you intercede into your life on behalf of God, on behalf of them, so that God will forgive you for all the atrocities and all the mayhem you unleash on the Yoruba people in the Southwest. Go to all these men of God. Tell them to please pray for you and intercede on your behalf. And that you are ready to correct all your wrongs in the presence of the Almighty God. Then, after that, Lọ bá bàbá Ọbásanjọ́. That's my own piece of advice to you. Shuri, ọmọ inú ẹ, Aminu Saira. His picture is here. See, that's his picture. See, Aminu Saira. Let me put it this way because of the reflection. See, that's his picture. Let me put it this way. Maybe it will be better this way. Yeah, I think it is better this way. You see, Aminu Saira. That's the man. Ṣèyí ọmọ ẹ Ṣèyí Tinubu ó ju eléyìí lọ sórí. No southerner will smell the seat of power again. You can see it right at the top. I'm not making this up. Ṣorí Bọ́lá Tinubu, ṣorí bó ṣe ń disgrace ẹ káàkiri left, right and center. Ìwọ ikọ̀ náà ló tún lọ ń pín rẹsì fún wọn ní north. Ìwọ ikọ̀ náà ló ń gbé gbogbo owó south lọ. 50 million gbogbo ẹ̀. Ṣorí hobby. Thank you, Alaja Falake Alawi, for that. Thank you very much for that. James Ogunawa said he's right. Nigerian Northern has their country since 2011. We Southerners are just begging. See? James Ogunlowo, you're watching the stream on YouTube. Yeah, let me post your comment. You said he did a great job about Togri. Yes, the MC Oluomo stuff. Esther Adeton Iwetuga JP. Yeah. Also, you've been watching it. I thought you just came in, but maybe you couldn't. You just cannot hold it anymore. That was why you comment. I never knew you were watching it. And yes, you were watching it on Facebook, but I won't be able to ascertain on which of the feeds you're watching the live stream from. See? Interesting. Very interesting. Yes, the time in London is exactly 14:13, 13 minutes past 2 o'clock London time. The temperature at the moment is about 8 degrees Celsius where I am. And what we are treating today is episode 125 of The Bleeding Edge. Oh, you could not get me on YouTube. Some people are watching it on YouTube, actually. James Ogunlowo is watching it. Maybe you haven't clicked like and then subscribe and then the bell icon on YouTube. You have to do that. And so that anytime I come in, you'll just see it, that I'm live on YouTube. But you can do both on Facebook and on YouTube. Then it depends on whichever comes your way first. Yeah, when you get onto the YouTube, just click like and then subscribe and then the bell icon, and you'll get access to the live stream from any of the feeds. Yeah. Okay, let's do it this way. Let me just quickly see if I can run you through this. I made this up. James Ogunlowo, you said you switched from Facebook to YouTube. Yes, oh, that's lovely. I want to see if I can actually treat some of you guys with some fantastic tunes, some fantastic stuff that I I worked on. Let me see if that one is here. No, it's not there. Let me see. Let me see this. Yes. I am still working on that particular one, but have you ever seen this? Watch. You probably haven't seen this. You see that stupid Aminu Saira saying no southerner will smell power again. Let's see this. Look at. Look at. Those are the people. Those are the people you are living with in the same country. You live in the same country with these people. You live with them in the same country. Would you like to see that again? Those are the people Aminu Saira wants you and I to live with. This one. You see? Pathetic. Pathetic. Nasty. Let me get you something else. See, I was making reference to disengagement and sustained dialogue. Watch this particular clip.
Is it true that on this delegation to London, which is actually a virtual conference, but you're here, as I understand it, paid for by the British government, you have 10 people, you wanted 61 to come, reportedly. It was reduced to 10, and of those 10, you've included in the 10 your wife, your daughter, and your son-in-law.
Everyone has a responsibility, like you just mentioned. It is not that I have included them. They are part, because I brought my wife, and I did not invite myself, by the way, to this conference. I have done conferences in Malawi virtually, and over 10 of them. This was an appeal to me to be present here personally in order that we might deal with certain
things. As the president of the country, your foreign minister is back at home, and in the delegation,
foreign minister back at home, but all the family are on the delegation, fully paid for by the British government.
Along with me on this trip, and they're just as valuable.
Okay, so of the 10 people in the delegation, 4, there's 3 of them apart from you.
Foreign minister left at home.
And that's acceptable, is it? And I say this for somebody who a year ago accused the government, got into power on promising to clear the rubble of...
I can tell you, each one of those have specific functions. And the specific functions are such that for me to be able to attend a meeting like this, I need their services.
See? Did you hear that? Just a minute, guys. Just a minute. Left his foreign minister at home, but came to a delegation, not paid for by himself, but the British government, but then came with his family. His family. Now, based on this module of disengagement and sustained dialogue, what's the difference between every black African leaders and the other parts of the world where sustained dialogue is maintained. And African leaders, you get, all what you get is disengagement. They never wanted any commitment with their own people because they don't love them. They don't love them. Let's go through one or two few more video clips. Now, which one actually? Let me see. Look. Only in black African country. Watch this. See? See? Only in black African country. You see? You see? This is not mental torture, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual abuse. I don't know what that guy must have done, but this is ludicrous. Ludicrous. Again, with this model, disengagement, sustained dialogue. Disengagement from a terrible virus called Human Relationship Deficiency Virus, HRV. Just like HIV, that will lead to early stage of the AIDS. In this case, in disengagement, Human Relationship Deficiency Virus exhibited by many of them blocked all these leaders. It's exhibited by them because all of them exhibited HRV, Human Relationship Deficiency Virus, just like HIV. And that HRV subsequently turned out to be the early stages of AIDS, acute intentional disengagement of society. Now, when you see gory pictures like this, am I not right in saying so that they've got acute intentional disengagement of society? AIDS, and then to the final stage of AIDS, which is acute intentional devastation of society. In a situation like this, like that, like that, like that, like that, like that, with citizens being roasted openly on the street, and like that, with machete being chopped off somebody's head, face, and then ripping open apart somebody else's stomach that brought out all his intestines. I once used this. The black people. I timed this. Watch it.
Well, he's at the back. I'll introduce you to him. He came to fix my jacket. He's project managing the whole program for us. Some of you asked me on social media what happened to the Harvard vendor. Guys, can I? Before you go, I want to say something, and this is going to go on the record, so I know I'll be destroyed for this, but it's my truth, so okay. Black people were not ready for freedom.
See? Black people not ready for freedom.
We weren't.
We weren't.
We were not ready for freedom. I've studied everywhere we have been liberated, whether or not we were able to liberate ourselves from our own bondage. And it's a deep question. So, study us as a people. This is not a criticism, it's a reflection. If you differ, I'm happy to share perspectives. But study us as a people. You notice that everywhere where we are in bondage, we are phenomenal at fighting for our
just
liberation.
like the Yoruba self-determination.
Once we've received it,
Yeah,
something
goes wrong. We've not even received ours,
And
but
mindset
many
is
things
pervasive.
are already going wrong.
And it's pervasive, it's invasive, it's insidious.
Correct.
It's like a virus.
Virus. Out. Let me
And
hold
if you
it.
try and remove, you know once a virus
Let me
takes
stop
over.
it. Let me stop that there. Now, let's take your mind back to this. My model of communications that I used in 1996 with Dr. Joan Bucks, an Irish woman who pumped communications science into my head. Disengagement, sustained dialogue. This was exactly what this brilliant South African man is equally saying. I'll halt that. Let me see one other one again. See? Look at this. This can only happen in Lagos. See? Downfall with trees. A swiper. In no MOT, nothing. Cars that should have been scrapped 40 years ago. Let me play that for you once again. See that? "61 years after independence. 61 years after independence. 61 bloody years after independence." And watch this one again. This is another very good one. Look up. Look up. Look up. Look up. Is this a country? Please tell me, is this a country or a shithole? Look at that. Look at that. And people are sitting inside that death trap. People, they've got passengers in that death trap. Truth hurts. Truth hurts. Maybe they've not seen this one. Maybe that moronic element, that scumbag that called himself Aminu Saira, who said Southerners will never taste power again, that they've got the numbers. Maybe he wants to have a look at this particular one when Bill Gates came over.
This is where Bill Gates is quietly spending more than $1.6 billion of his fortune. But grinding poverty remains, and for many, an absence of political leadership.
Absence? Listen.
So the one's silent partner is speaking out.
I am saying that the current plan is inadequate.
Directed squarely at politicians, the public rebuke is a rare departure for Gates and his foundation, but it comes at a critical time. Africa's biggest economy is heading into the 2019 elections with the continent's largest youth population. Nearly 8 million of them are are unemployed. Why are you thinking that it's good to give hard facts to Nigerian leaders right now?
Well, Nigeria has all these young people, and the current quality and quantity of investment in this young generation, the health and education, just isn't good enough. And so I was very direct.
Mr. Chen, who works in a bank near the market, he says vendors like this woman selling Euro don't have steady.
You see, white man? You see, white man? You see, white man?
Trying to survive. And are they being helped?
No. People are struggling to survive every day.
The government says it has welcomed Gates' message and is working to do better for the people. Do you see the potential for Nigeria when you visit people in this country and go out onto the streets?
I really do think of all the countries I've seen, it really hangs in a balance. If they can get health and education right, they will be an engine of growth, not just for themselves, which would be those 400 million people, but for all of Africa.
Moses says Nigerians don't need to be given much to succeed.
We are frustrated, yes.
You hear that?
They could just be provided with the basics.
Just provide them with the basics.
Will shine through. David Mackenzie, CNN Lagos.
NTA TVC channels will never report such a devastating news. They won't. It is only CNN or Sky or the BBC. Excuse me. Let me gargle my throat with some water. They won't. Let's look into. I've got loads of them. See, I've got many of these beautiful tunes. Let me play you this beautiful tune as well from one of my viewer as well, an avid viewer, Molly Jacobs. She's based in Holland, and yeah, I know she won't be angry, and she'll be pleased that at least I use this as an interlude. Listen to this.
Why do you never waiting? God is very wild. He won't wanna know right there. I'm gonna set the eye. No, I'm not waiting. He just worry. I said,
Yes, that was Molly Jacobs, one of my avid viewer who's been following me for a very, very long time on my live stream. Molly Jacobs. Yes, she normally sent quite a lot to me. You see, very, very beautiful song as well. I think she's got another one. Let's enjoy this as well, because this is part of the fun streaming. It is part of the fun, to be honest with you, and this will cool down the temper in us during the stream. Yes, I love this one too. Molly Jacobs.
For those of you who are waiting the Lord for healing.
Yes, maybe the healing for Yoruba nation.
I will say something. The will of God surely will be done in my life. Pray that prayer for yourself. Hey, I believe and know someday. Let me come closer. And you know someday. It's nothing to talk about. And you know someday. Then you get it all. Oh, somewhere. It might be taking too long.
Yes, that was Molly Jacobs. She writes her own songs, and see, I like when I hear such things. I'm always thrilled and fascinated, just like White Keys. Yes, guys, episode 125 of The Bleeding Edge is exactly what we've treated today. I've been live on stream the last 2 hours, and guess what? 36 minutes. The time in London is 14:39. Today, Thursday, the 9th day of the 12th month, 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just about to bring the stream to an end. Fola Toju, oh boy, you're just joining the stream. Yes, I've been live for some time. Look, guys, we are going to do it again, and the next episode will, without any shadow of doubt, be episode number 1 to 6 of the Bleeding Edge. I hope you have enjoyed the stream, and I'm pretty sure we're going to do it again. We're going to screw it up the way we always do it from this platform. Now, I started the stream with God, and I intend to end the stream equally with God and with a worship song. So enjoy one of my favorite of the Anglican Church.